My friends, welcome back to this week's weekend special. Over the last couple of weeks, we were working on building a fan. Um, so, on the first week, I built this propeller blades, the fan itself, and then the next week, last week, I built this fan cage, and then I mirrored it over. So now it makes a complete fan cage. And then the idea is I will be placing the fan within the middle of the cage. The one thing only missing is the stand itself. As you can see from this picture, the stand is attached to the cage, the back part of the cage. And that's what I will be building today. I will be building a cage stand, so that way this fan object can actually stand on the ground. To do that, if you notice closely, this part is attached to the fan, and then this Y-shaped stand is kind of rotating part. So here is the connection. So that middle part, I'll have to build it attached to the fan cage on the back. To begin the process, what I want to do, I want to make these two one object, and then make these two another object. So these are two parts that we will be dealing with separately. Now this is, I want to rename it as front cover. This one I want to rename that as back cover. And I do not want to work on front cover today. I will be working entirely on the back cover. Alright, so let me get there. My first job is to draw a sketch on this face, which I was trying to avoid. So let me go ahead and draw and sketch on XY plane and see actually how far along we are at. So XY, and I'm on the reverse direction. So we are kind of like a little back from where we're supposed to be. So we can correct that in a moment. But let's go ahead and then start drawing our stuff. Upon closer inspection of this image, this back part is kind of almost circular or maybe elliptical, depends on the periphery. So I want to take those 4 peripheries in my consideration that way. All right. So there is that. Maybe we want to take these points. So what I want to do, first thing first, I want to see if it is a circle or an oval. Let's try circle first, if that makes sense. I think that's a circle, so that touches the 4 corners, and then we can divide that into different parts. Alright, we got that. Now it's a circle. I want to make that construction geometry, and then I want to draw my actual. So what I want to do from here to the point, and then come straight horizontally, make a circular, maybe not a circular. Yeah, I don't think polyline would work good here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my work individually. All right, we got that. And I want to make another straight line from here to there. Then the idea is I'll match it up here from both directions. And finally, I'll draw an arc between these two. These two, we know it to be equal, and we want them to be at least 5 millimeter. Right, and I also want them to be symmetric. And I can actually place these. What I want to take this one and place it on this curve as well. All right, and I think it looks good now. 2 degrees of freedom, maybe one of this radius. I want to place it on there. Maybe I don't need that, but yeah, I don't need that. It's already there. So I want to make it kind of like that. So the distance between these two, or rather I'd go with the radius, 25, make it rounded. The only 1 degrees of freedom left, which is how far below this will go. And I will just take a guess and make it 6 millimeters. That looks all right to me. Right, so that part is done. We kind of decided on that. Now I have to place this right up against this face. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the Z direction, see if that moves. Yep, it's moving. I think we're there, just there. Yep, it's at the same face. I just didn't want to make it on that surface, like touching it. That way, yep, an extrusion. So along it will be 17, and against I want to make it 1 millimeter. So if there was any gap, it will just get into that part. So that way it will be a solid nonetheless. All right, I want to insert a cylinder. And where is that? Yeah, it's in there. It's in there. I want to make that radius 5 millimeter radius. I want to make that. And height, I want to go crazy on that, say 25. Maybe more than that, 50. Right? Now I know where it is. I can move it up. Right? And most importantly, I'll have to actually rotate it like that. Then kind of adjust the location so it will fall on the mid side here. So go ahead and make it left. And for this one, I don't want to make it like go crazy. Just want to eyeball it in the middle part. I could go find the middle part and do it like that, but let's go easy on that. All right, so that's my pivot for now. I want to keep it like that. I will come back to it actually. Let's make it say 40. I can probably make it precise. Let's take this line and this line. This is 40 millimeter, right? So now the length is 40. All I have to do is distribute it evenly. Yep. So this part is done. This part is done. I want to remember these dimensions. So I will need this dimension. So on the sketching part, I want to say this is 40 millimeter wide. And then I'll just take a screenshot. Now I want to save this and open up a new file. The first thing first, I want to place that sketch on here from the back side. So that would be in sketch on XZ plane. Construction geometry. So this is the sketch that we drew on the back of that fan cage. Now what I want to do, I want to work on the stand. Stand will be kind of mirroring this, what we had. So it will be, let me draw the outline first. Let me take a moment and draw the outline. So this is the outline I'm going with. I want to make this construction geometry for now. And then I want to work on this. So the distance between these two, I want to keep it at height clearance. So what I want to do, I want to make this, let's say, about 0.2 millimeter. To make this construction and make these two, they're equal already. So let's say 0.25 millimeter gap. So that's the clearance that I'm going for. And what I want to do, I want to make these 2 points kind of symmetric here. So that way they are there. I want to make these 2 equal. Maybe I should have drawn only half the sketch. Right? And I want to make this length as 6 millimeter. All right. And now come to this. This radius can be equal to what it was before, 25. All right. And then I want to make this length, this is equal to that. So that way they are kind of in the same length zone and we'll have the same clearance. All right. I want to make these 2 lengths equal. Now, most importantly, I want to have the clearance in form of the radius distance here. So if it was the same center, I'll have to find out the center of this. Where is the center? So I want to take this point and place it in the same radius group as this one. So take these 2 points and make them same. Now I can go with, I can say the gap between them would be 6 millimeter. So the radius would be 31. That was easy. Now I have to make this point and this point symmetric by the axis. And I am going for a length between these two as 20 millimeter. So the distance between these, this is 20 millimeter. Okay. All right. And what else now I have to worry about? I have 1 degrees of freedom, which is the length of this beam that I'm working on, and that is about 40 millimeter. I'm gonna say this is 40. All right, that's my stand. That is my stand, and I have 1 extra line from somewhere. So let's go ahead and find it out. There. So that is my stand. I want to extrude that for a length of 15 millimeter. Okay. want to extrude that for 15 millimeter. All right, that was not bad. And I'll have to make a hole here, so we'll go with the same what we did. Now I'm gonna go ahead and make this a cut. Very good. And then maybe I want to make these two fillets, right? Just like this. But I will save that for later. I don't want to do the fillet thing right now. I want to keep it for later. So let's reverse that. Okay, on the back side there is a pedestal which is 6 millimeter tall. So I'm talking about this tiny little pedestal is 6 millimeter tall. That is equally distributed. On this face I want to draw another sketch that will be on XY plane. I'm gonna go ahead and XY plane. I'm gonna draw another sketch. So here, let me take these two lines as the reference. That way I know actually what I'm drawing against. I want to have rectangular pedestal, just like this. Turn on the section view. And the length of that pedestal is 47 millimeter by 19 millimeter. So this is 50 and this is 20. And they should be centered, both of these. So to find out their center, what I want to do is I want to take construction geometry and make it like two lines, right? These two are parallel. So this is the midpoint. Now to make this one meet that point, what I want to do, I want to take still the construction geometries. There, I want to make these two equal, first thing first, and then I want to make those parallel. There, so it's at the center. Without any measurement, I made that. And now I want to bring it down here. So this is the stand pedestal sketch. I want to pull it down by, right? That would be probably 63. It's in between 63 and 64. So let's go with 63 and then we will work around it. That extrusion for 6 millimeter. Other way, make it reverse. There. That is my. Now finally the stand bottom. If it is not evident from this image, this bottom has a sloped side, like about a couple degrees, kind of sloped down here, and that one I want to create as here. So on this face I want to draw and sketch on the reverse direction to create that sloped angle plus a shell, we cannot use the thickness tool from part workbench. So I will go rather a long route and make it happen. Before I do that, I'll have to pull in the center. I just drew for this sketch. That is going to be tough. So let's go ahead and pull in these two little lines. Then turn on section view. Now I can go ahead, find that center. As long as they're parallel, this is the center. I want to go with a corner rounded rectangle like this. So these 2 points will be symmetric by this center point. Alright, the length is 125 and the width is 60. Maybe I'll make it 120, so it's like 1:2 ratio. Right, and then the one more thing left is this radius, which we can go with say 10. Looks good. All right, so that's our sketch base. Let's take this one and make it -94. Now I want to draw a profile. Okay, I want to draw a profile touching this from the inside. To do that, from the front side, I want to draw the profile, so that will be on XZ plane. So don't I touch it, I want to draw it on X. And I want to pull in this point. I also want to take line. Now I want to take a polyline, make it just like that. Maybe this. Bring it about 2 millimeter down. Right. I'll make this horizontal. This would be vertical. And this is going to be find and draw against this line and this line. The angle between them is, I'm looking for 2 degrees of inclination, so that's 88, right? And I want to say these two are parallel. All right, I am shooting for a 2 millimeter thickness, so this is going to be 2. The distance be equal across, so that's 2 as well. And finally I want to frame it to make it look professional. Okay, let's see. This radius is 2 millimeter, say 4 millimeter. Now height, these 2 points would be at the same height, and this length, that's the only degrees of freedom left. I want to keep it open for now, and then I'll come back to it and explain. All right, now I want to make, so this is my path. Path or profile for that, and this would be sketch called section. This is my section. Data solid. Now I want to select the path. All right, done. Okay, so there is my outside shell. So this face, as you can see, there is an extra face there that we don't want, and that is coming from the section because this is too long. Still there. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Yeah, that's more like it. Yeah, I like it better. Let's go back and fix it in place, say 3 mm. So that's a fully constrained sketch now. We set everything. So that's the shell with 2 mm gap. Now that I think about it, I actually want to make a notch here to facilitate the lead. So I can do that easily. What I want to do, I want to take a polyline, make it just like this. I want to frame it, make all of these equal limiter. All right, that's taken care of. I wish I could make this vertical. Yeah, it's working, so I'll take that. So what it does is it's created a group. That way I can place the lead on here. Okay, let's talk about this gap. How do I fill that? I want to select these two lines and draw sketch using that two lines. Yes, line by 3 points. So what I did is I selected this line from the face and that line from the face. I know that creates some dependency, but that's the best way I could do it right now. Now I want to take this corner and this corner as my reference. Take a rectangle with rounded corner and bring it in here. I'm going to say, okay, I want to make these two equal. Make these two at the same point. Maybe these two at the same point. Okay, that constrains everything. So that sketch is there. You can see I want to extrude that by the thickness 2 mm. Where did it go? Went the other way. I'm going to go ahead and make it reversed. There, we got it reversed. Pretty cool. So that part is done. Now I'm going to go ahead and select a lead for this object. So I want to go with the same what I did before. Select this point and create a sketch. All right. I want to take in this as my reference. Now maybe not that. Yeah, that will do. All right. I want to go with this rounded rectangle. What I want to do is actually pull it in here. Make these two the same point. So should be 2. And I want to say take this point all the way up there. Keep it a little distance. Now fix the radius. Say 7.75. There, that will do. And pull it in by 2 mm, maybe on the reversed side. I have to reverse the reverse direction. So that's my lead. I want to make that so it's a here lid, and let's make it 50% transparent so we know that it's there. All right, cool. So the stand is there. There are few more things that I could take care of, like make this there are some buttons, so those dressings I'll do them later on. So in this video I build the stand with all the features built in, and then I can make all of these one point and say this is the stand. So we build the stand, we build the lid, pretty much dependent to each other on this one. We tried our best to make that independent, but there's that. And that's it for this video. In the next video I will show how to assemble these three parts into one object. In the following weekend special, I want to show you all what I'm working on, where I will build different parts and then assemble them to make it a like moving object. This will be on the wall side, and this will be moving part, adjustable lamp, phone holder, camera holder. So this will be my next weekend special. um, uh, Other than this, if you have any other idea for me to actually work on weekend specials, let me know in the comments. I hope you are enjoying this series. I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.